The Cup That Never Emptied. There was once a young woman named Amina who had one question that weighed heavily on her heart. She was kind to everyone she met. She listened when people needed someone to talk to. She stayed up late helping friends through difficult times. She celebrated other people's successes, supported their dreams, and forgave them when they made mistakes. Yet, whenever she needed someone, the people she had helped were nowhere to be found. One evening, feeling exhausted and heartbroken, she visited an elderly man who lived on the edge of the village. People often sought his advice because they believed he saw life differently. As she sat before him, tears filled her eyes. "I don't understand," she said softly. "I try so hard to be a good person. I help people without complaining. I give my time, my energy, and my love. But when I need support, I feel alone. Why does this keep happening?" The old man looked at her with compassion but said nothing. Instead, he walked into his small house and returned carrying a clay cup filled to the very top with water. "I have a task for you," he said. "Take this cup and walk through the entire village. Don't spill a single drop. When you return, we'll talk." Amina accepted the cup carefully. The water reached the very edge. One wrong step and it would spill. She walked slowly through the busy streets. Children ran past her laughing. Merchants called out to customers. Neighbors greeted one another. Dogs barked. Birds flew overhead. Some people smiled at her. Some ignored her. A few even laughed at how carefully she was walking. But Amina kept her eyes fixed on the water. After nearly an hour, she returned. The old man smiled. "You did well," he said. Then he asked, "Tell me, did you notice the beautiful flowers blooming near the river?" She frowned. "No." "Did you hear the birds singing in the trees?" "No." "Did you see the little boy helping his elderly grandmother cross the road?" "No." "What about the sunset? It was one of the most beautiful we've had this year." Amina lowered her head. "I didn't notice any of those things." "Why not?" he asked gently. "Because I was completely focused on making sure I didn't spill the water." The old man nodded. "My child, that is exactly how many people live. We spend our lives carrying the heavy cup of other people's opinions, expectations, and approval. We worry about disappointing everyone. We try to make everyone happy. We say yes even when we want to say no. We become so busy protecting everyone else's feelings that we stop living our own lives." Amina listened quietly. The old man continued. "Kindness is beautiful. Compassion is beautiful. Helping others is one of the greatest things a person can do. But kindness without boundaries becomes exhaustion. Love without wisdom becomes pain. And generosity without balance leaves you empty." He picked up the cup from her hands. "Look inside." The water was still there. "What do you see?" "My reflection," she replied. He smiled. "Exactly. You cannot pour into other people's lives if you forget your own reflection. If you never rest, never heal, never protect your peace, eventually your cup will become empty." Amina remained silent as his words settled in her heart. "For years," the old man said, "you believed your value came from how much you could do for others. But your value has never depended on how many people you save. It comes from who you are. Some people will appreciate your kindness. Some will take advantage of it. Some will leave once they've received what they wanted. Do not let that change your heart. Instead, let it teach you wisdom. Be kind. Be generous. But never forget yourself in the process." As the sun disappeared beyond the hills, Amina stood to leave. For the first time in a long while, she felt lighter. She realized that living for other people's approval had stolen her own happiness. From that day forward, she continued helping others, but she also learned to rest, to say no when necessary, and to protect her peace. She discovered that true kindness isn't about sacrificing yourself for everyone else. It's about giving from a full heart, not an empty one. Life lesson. You don't have to earn your worth by pleasing everyone. Help others because it reflects your character, not because you're hoping they'll repay you. The people who truly value you will respect your kindness and your boundaries. Question: have you ever given so much to others that you forgot to take care of yourself? Share your thoughts in the comments.